Nom Nom delivers fresh food with whole ingredients backed by veterinarian science. Science tells us that a dog's health starts in the bowl, so improving their diet is one of the best ways to help them live a long and happy life. Nom Nom's food is full of proteins your dog loves and the vitamins and nutrients they need to thrive. All you have to do is order, pour, and serve. Ready to make the switch to fresh? Order Nom Nom today. Go to https://trynom.com/curveball and get 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's https://trynom.com/curveball. Plus, Nom Nom comes with a money-back guarantee. If your dog's tail isn't wagging within 30 days, Nom Nom will refund your first order. No fillers, no nonsense, just Nom Nom. Welcome to the Living the Dream podcast with Curveball. If you believe, you can achieve. Welcome to the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, a show where I interview guests that teach, motivate, and inspire. Today, I am joined by musician, songwriter, and producer Kell Bailey. Kell started learning to play by ear at the age of 6. He had dreams of playing on Sunday in the NFL, but due to some unforeseen challenges in his freshman year, he shifted that and has decided to follow his passion of music. So we're going to be talking to him about his story today. Kell, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Why don't you start off by telling the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Gotcha. So my name is Kell Bailey. I'm 27 years old. As you had mentioned, I am an artist, producer, songwriter. I've been in the music game now for probably about 13, 14 years. I feel like since I've been younger, music has probably always been a part of me. Like growing up in church, like I always remember being fascinated by like the drums and the keyboard and just sounds and stuff like that in general. So as I got older, I was, like super focused on football and stuff like that. But at a certain point, that desire and dream kind of shifted to more so music. And now I'm here, 2 albums in, a couple of records and stuff later, still at it, still going for it. So that's a little short story of who I am.
Well, tell us why that dream shifted from playing football to music.
Absolutely. So my freshman year was kind of feeling weird in my body, having like shortness of breath and stuff like that. Went to the doctor and it was like, hey, you have an enlarged heart. So that kind of threw me off. Got tests for like a couple of months and stuff like that. They was trying to figure out what was going on. They finally figured it out and they connected it to a family history of like blood pressure, stuff like that. So at a certain point, things got better. They did clear me. They kind of got the blood pressure and everything under control. But after going through like somewhat of a life-changing event like that, it kind of made me feel like, all right, I don't know if I necessarily want to play football. I want to really pursue music. And looking back on it now, it's one of them things where it's like, I feel like God will order your steps and kind of direct you where you need to be at, even when you don't understand, when you're going through a challenging situation such as that. So ultimately, I feel like I would have came back to music anyways. But, I didn't know it would have shifted in that aspect. So.
Absolutely. So you started realizing that you could play by ear at the age of 6. So walk us through that and tell us what that was like and how you realized at such a young age that you could play by ear, because that's a amazing gift.
Yeah. So my brother, he had a keyboard. My brother, one of my older brothers, he played keyboard and stuff like that. And I remember the radio being on. If the radio wasn't on, it was some song that we kept on listening to over and over and over again. And I was hearing that melody, and I went to the keyboard and sounded it out. Within like 30 seconds to a minute, it kind of connected to me like, oh, this does this and this connects to this. And I kind of figured out three the 3 key melody or 4 key melody or whatever it was. But I feel like being young like that, like most kids can't go to the keyboard and do something like that unless they're gifted to do so. So yeah, that's kind of how I connected the dots. And at the time, I ain't know that I played by ear. It was kind of one of the things that through the years, my parents kind of was like, "Oh, you play by ear? Like this is kind of natural to you."
Well, another thing you did as a young age, at the age of 15, you played for the University of Virginia Gospel Choir. So tell us how you got that opportunity and what that was like.
So some of my older friends, they kind of like brothers, honestly. They kind of took me under their wing. They saw that I was an up and coming musician and I was kind of hungry and eager to play. I kind of was shy about playing when I was younger, but they kind of saw something in me, saw that I could kind of help them out and really gave me the opportunity to be a part of what they was doing. So they brought me in, and it was, hey, this is an opportunity to play. This is an opportunity to grow. And each week we would travel up to Charlottesville, which is about an hour and a half from me. And we'll go up there and practice each week. And me being 15, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, being on the University of Virginia campus every week around college students. And yeah, we got to that experience really helped me grow and see music from a different light and see that like music is bigger than just my own, town and stuff like that. So it kind of opened my eyes a little bit.
Okay, so I know you identify yourself as a gospel singer, right? Is that your
Mm-hmm.
genre? Because I
Yes,
know,
sir.
yeah, because I know some musicians like to mix up their stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us about some of the big artists that you've had the opportunity to work with during your music journey.
Absolutely. So I've been able to grace the stage with people like Kim Burrell, J.J. Harrison comes to mind, a few other big names in gospel as well. Those have been like incredible opportunities, just being in the same room with them and being on stage with those people. Those have been like opportunities that I look back on now and be like, wow, that's pretty dope that I can say that I've met this person or played behind this person. And yeah, those are a couple of people that come to mind right now.
Absolutely. Well, who are some of your biggest musical influences? Who has influenced you over the years in your career?
So writing wise, I really love Travis Green. Like coming up, he was somebody who I really looked up to. He's a gospel artist. Musician wise, I love Kevin Bond, Daryl Woodson, Aaron Lindsay. The list goes on and on. Mike Burrell, Jason White. Like those are the people who have really developed my sound. There's a guy, he's like a brother to me, named Orlando Palmer. He really inspires me to write music and to get better with music as well. Like as from a writing standpoint, the things that he's able to compose and come up with is always mind blowing to me. But those are some of the few names that inspire me and that I think about from time to time. Who was like, yeah, like I'm inspired by those people.
Okay, well, I know that you use your music career and music platform to help and serve other aspiring gospel artists to get their career up and running. So let us know about that.
Absolutely. So I'm able to produce, I'm able to write music, but one of the things that I wasn't all the way 100%, gifted with is to sing. So I like to use my artistry to produce, write music, but bring in actually real singers to sing the music that I write. And I've been able to collaborate with artists like Chris Bender, Alicia Peters Jordan, Corey Kennedy, Sierra Farrar Kennedy. These are some of the people who's on my latest album, and they're just incredible singers who have been able to really sing my music and knock it out of the park.
Tell us about the current and upcoming projects that you're working on that people need to know about.
Absolutely. So I just released my sophomore album called Evidence. That's a 10-song album, gospel album. It's really amazing. I describe it as it's the best blend between CCM music and gospel music. And some of the things that I'm working on in this upcoming season is just really pushing that album. And I probably will do another single at some point. But my focus is really just pushing that album and letting people know about it.
Okay, well, how can we hear your music and throw out your contact information so listeners can keep up with everything that you're up to?
Absolutely. So you can keep in contact with me on mkbaileymusic.com. You can follow me on Instagram at mkbailey_. Facebook is Kell Bailey. And if you want to reach out to me via email, it's mkbaileymusic at yahoo.com.
Okay, we'll close us out with some final thoughts. Maybe if there was something that I forgot to touch on that you would like to talk about, it, just any final thoughts you have for the listeners.
Absolutely. Glad to be a part of this podcast. It's been great. And thank you for allowing me to be a part. Would love if you guys go check out everything that I'm a part of and everything that I'm doing on my social media. That's the best way to keep in contact with me and see what I got going on, see what I'm all about. Scroll through my Instagram. You'll find out fast. So
absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, mkbaileymusic.com. Be sure to check out Kell and everything that he's up to. Follow, rate, review, share this episode to as many people as possible. If you know of any aspiring gospel artists that Kaylee could possibly help out, that Kell could help out, send it to him. Get this episode to him. If you have any guest or suggestion topics, cjackson102@cox.net is the place to send them. As usual, thank you for listening. And Kell, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Glad to be a part.
For more information on the Living the Dream podcast, visit www.djcurveball.com. Until next time, stay focused on living